Yeah, just having a look at the Roco 41290 digital yard crane. I thought, I've never taken it apart. I've took the body off. It's very similar to the rail crane in its workings, as you can see there. And to get this body off is really tricky. It's so delicate, and it fits very precisely and snugly around the actual chassis of the crane and the body, the internal body and the workings. So to get that off, it took me probably about half an hour just to study how to do it without breaking anything. So you get that off, and you can see the innards. It really is an amazing. How they mass produce this to this quality, I don't know. It's just stunning. You can see all the little motors, like a little Swiss clock. It's got 3 motors, one there. I think that's for the jib, one's for the boom and one's for the rotation there. The reason I took it apart is because I wanted to. This has got a really early chip on, and it doesn't really work with the new controllers. Just cannot get this crane to work. I've tried everything with the Ecos. I had it working with a Z21, but when I updated it, it stopped working, the crane. So this particular chip on this crane, it's a special custom hardwired chip on the board, which sort of integrates the plug-in for the magnetic jib and the shovel jib, and it's got the flashing light there, so you can't mess around with this. It'd be virtually impossible, I think. But I thought I'd open it up and have a look. I'm going to put it all back together, and yeah, it's a really nice bit of kit. And at the moment it works perfect with the Profi Boss. The Fleischmann Profi Boss works no problem with that. It also is dedicated and works with the Roco mouse, or I can't remember what you call it now. This particular small controller that plugs into the box. It'll work with all these other, the dedicated Roco ones, no problem. But yeah, thought I'd have a look at that. What else? This particular crane here, which is a later version, that uses a lens digital chip, and that works on all systems, no problem. But on this particular crane, always have problems trying to get it to work on modern control systems. But anyway, there might possibly be a way of updating it, I don't know. Not sure about that. But anyway, it's all, I'll show it working in close detail. I'm going to put it back together. Right, so I've weathered this by hand, made it look like it's had years of use. Yeah, on to get the actual body off the crane, there's lugs, one there, one there, one there and one there. You've got to prise these off on the front first, prise them back very carefully with a slot blade, screwdriver, and then lift it up, and then the back will lift up slightly, and then you slide it backwards away from the body of the crane. So get it back on, you do the same, slide it, get it in that position, disengage the clutch so you can spin the crane without damaging it. Move that across and down, and that's it. It should clip back into position. You've got to make sure it's all lined up. That's it. There we go. Let's have a look at this. That's virtually lined up. There we go, all done. You could put a little driver in there. And then what it is, you've got two screws on the underside to put back in. You just got to be really careful when you do this because it's really tricky. So you've got a screw on the underside, just line that up. And then there's another screw to line up. Then I'll just tighten that up. And you can see the underside, the metal pickups are all there. And that's about it. All done and dusted, and I've reorganised the wires for the crane jib as well. They were slightly out of synchronisation. And that's it for now. Right, so there it is, it's all done now, all weathered by hand without the actual operating wires of the crane getting in the way of the paint. I've obviously been really careful. Didn't want to airbrush this because of that reason. So yeah, this is it with the magnetic pickup attachment. Put a driver in there, I don't know if you can see him. But that's just how I wanted it to look, because before it just looked too shiny and new. And to do that, just done that weathering on the roof there as well, around the back. But I just used a dry brush effect, so like thin down your paint, wipe it out on a kitchen roll, and use a fan brush like that to get the weathering effect, you know, like rain running down the roof, all that sort of thing. I've just used various colours of paints: Citadel, Range, Rust, Red Oxide, Earth Shades. I've just mixed them all together. Use a bit of Rust as well. Thinned them out, applied them on the brush, wiped them out on the kitchen roll, and then just carefully just run down the structure of the crane. Pretty straightforward really. That's it.